Over the past 15 NFL drafts, there have only been 6 offensive tackles selected in the top 3. The last one back in 2014, the then St. Louis Rams took Greg Robinson with the number 2 overall pick. The year prior was the last time we saw multiple tackles going in the top 3. As we bring you SportsCenter on the road, presented by Rocket Mortgage. We go out to Indianapolis and bring in Louis Riddick to talk all things big fellas. Again, Louis, it's been about 8 years since an offensive lineman went number 1 overall. We saw the Bengals last year at number 5 go with Jamar Chase, and everybody was screaming, protect Joe Burrow. So in your mind, what should the Jags plan to do with that top pick next month?
Quite honestly, Matt, what I would do with it, I would try to get out of there. I would try to move down and accumulate more picks because outside of franchise quarterback, outside of Trevor Lawrence, they have needs at exactly every single position. They could get a good player or could use a good player at just about any position, especially when you're talking about the top 5 most important positions outside of quarterback. So that means offensive line, offensive tackle in particular, pass rusher, corner, wide receiver. And there are some good players at all those positions throughout, let's just say at least the top half of the first round, and they wouldn't want to trade out of the top half of the first round, that they could use in order to bolster this football team. But no question, first and foremost, they want to protect their franchise quarterback. Trevor Lawrence is exactly what you want when you're trying to build a championship caliber organization and a championship caliber football team. He was the adult in the room in that entire organization last year. He was the one who everyone got behind when things were going sideways for basically the entire season. So you probably want to start with protecting him first. And I can just tell you this, Ekwonu, some of the best tape you will see. You want to see somebody put people on their rear end? Just turn on that kid's tape. He does it every game.
Yeah, and you know, Doug Peterson's going to want to protect that franchise quarterback. We didn't see a lot out of Trevor last year. That has to do with a lot of different things going on in that organization, but you want to protect the franchise quarterback. And speaking of, those quarterbacks are going to take center stage in Indy today as we take a look at the top quarterbacks in Mel Kiper's mock drafts. Kenny Pickett to be the first off the board of his projection, number 11 of the Commanders. That would be the latest a quarterback was taken in the first round since 2013. E.J. Manuel 16th to the Bears. Number 20, he's got Liberty's Malik Willis going to the Steelers as they begin that life without Ben Roethlisberger. Pittsburgh hasn't taken a quarterback in the first round since 2004 when they drafted Big Ben. And closing out the first round, he's got the Lions taking Matt Corral out of Ole Miss. Detroit has the pick courtesy of trading Matthew Stafford to the Rams, which got the Rams a Super Bowl and got the Lions Jared Goff. So we're going to, Louis, take Corral out of this. He's still recovering from that right ankle injury we saw in the bowl game, which, by the way, he said yesterday doesn't regret playing in that one. Which quarterback do you think has the most talent to put on display this afternoon?
Yeah, when you're just talking about throwing the football in shorts and just showing people how strong your arm is, maybe really getting people in your corner as far as your accuracy and being someone who can put the ball where it needs to be put. I think Malik Willis from Liberty is the guy to watch in these workouts because he should probably dazzle you with just how talented he is from a pure arm talent standpoint. Now, look, we know that quarterback play is a lot more than that. We know it's not just about physical traits, and you know that the throwing drills out here do not resemble playing in an NFL game whatsoever. But for the sake of the combine, he's the one to watch from a body type perspective, from a movement perspective, as far as how quick his feet is, how strong he looks in the pocket, the base from which he throws from. You want to see how he looks operating, you know, hypothetically from under center, because he didn't do that at Liberty. So there's a lot of things to watch for him this afternoon when he throws the football, and I, for one, will be paying close attention for sure.
Louis, very quickly, does his lack of competition at Liberty with who he played concern you if you're a GM?
Well, of course, it's a part of the evaluation, Matt. Of course, you're going to take that into consideration. You want to see guys dominate a level of competition that is not on the same caliber, or rather isn't top caliber when you're trying to project guys to the NFL. But this is a fantastic prospect who, quite honestly, I think most people are going to really want to figure out what the young man is really like from a character and makeup standpoint, more so than his physical skills. They will be able to coach him to be a better player from a physical perspective. It's about the makeup, as it always is when you're talking about quarterback.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.